All right, Fückscast number 6. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a retrospective on making this like solo podcasting experience. I mean, the idea was just because I'm bored over Christmas. I was sick, so I thought I'd try doing this, see if I can make something that is watchable. We'll have a little look at the numbers, so there's some interesting insights there. Ultimately, the goal of this thing was to use it as a way to try out some ideas, like in the early stages, that could later become jokes on stage. And I mean, that's the process of creating jokes. You begin with an idea, just like something that stands out to you, maybe something that annoys you about life or anything. And then you gradually develop that into jokes. You do a bit of writing, you do a bit of riffing, you try this stuff on stage. It develops over time until eventually, hopefully, you've got a funny bit. And one of the things normally when you develop jokes is, you talk with friends or family to try out an idea and see what makes them laugh. But then it puts you in this awful state where you're always like testing stuff on your friends, which kind of like is annoying. So, I know, like, I'm not trying to reproduce Bill Burr's podcast, the Monday morning podcast, but he's definitely been using that as early stage to develop an idea. You just be riffing on it. Like, what are the things you're talking about? But so that was like the main point of this podcast. Obviously, this is also a tribute to my own narcissism, because I clearly am an amazing person at 50, or I'm just a dude that's hit 50 and is single with these 2 kids that are now 20 and 18 and desperately searching for what my purpose is in future. I don't know. Maybe that's true as well. Maybe it's just, this is an exercise. Anyone who's watching this is a sad exercise in watching the end of a midlife crisis turn into an absolute disaster. I don't know. I don't really care. But so the thing is, we did these 5 episodes. One of them even got taken down by YouTube for things I said, but we've also been putting them up on Rumble. Work-wise, what's interesting to me about this is I just get a rough idea and then I get to this. I'm aiming to do like 20 to 30 minutes of podcasting content for people, I think mostly I just freestyle it, and work-wise, it's the amount of effort involved is doable. So, it takes me about 5 minutes to get everything set up to record, then record the thing, and then it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes just to edit the video at the end. So that's a reasonable amount of effort, like inside of an hour, which means that in my daily life, where I'm doing like work, looking after my kids, doing comedy 3 or 4 times a night during the week, this is something that could fit realistically into a weekend thing. Now, audience-wise, let's actually have a little look at this. So, actually, and also I've got a little something for you. I'm going to play a little bit of the second time I did comedy on stage. Not that you really care. Now, this is the YouTube channel dashboard. Okay, so I have 23 subscribers. I'm killing it. I mean, this YouTube channel, if we look at the XYZ podcasts, we have over 300 there. We have one video that it's done over 200,000 views now. But on this, but I mean, do I really care? Not really. But let's just have a little look at it. Like, there's the content, so the things that I put out. I've also got a lot of videos that I put up, which are I put a lot of recordings of comedy sets, and I leave them unlisted because, with comedy, you don't want to be revealing all your jokes. So I've got hundreds of these unlisted videos going back for performances for ages. But let's have a look at the very first. Well, let's go over to the analytics tab. So my channel got 251 views. Oh my God. Oh, in the last 28 days. And the watch time of What is that? Oh, in hours, 11.7 hours of watch time. That's pretty crazy. Let's have a look at what's actually... So the first episode, average view duration, 4 minutes. That says it all, guys. With 75 people, and of those, like, most of you just listen to 4 minutes and like, I'm bored. And that describes modern life. But, this led to 5 hours of watching. Jesus Christ, that's pretty... What have we got reach-wise? So impressions... I'm just looking through all these YouTube statistics. Because I'm listing it as a podcast, that seems to be getting some traffic here. Oh, a few people I sent the link to. WhatsApp. Astrology forecast. Jesus, this is interesting here. Anyway. Engagement. So there you see, what have we got there? There you see that most of you don't last beyond, oh no, this is a time. Wait. Unique views, browsing around. I don't know what this is even telling me. Does it tell me anything interesting? Why is that not even changing anymore? Let's just reload that real quick. Okay, unique views. I don't know. The one that hurts is the fact that you guys watch about, average view duration is 4 minutes. Well, thank you if you listened for that long. I appreciate that. What else have we got in here? So if we go back in here, the episode Only Grands. Let's see what we got there. 94 views. That's pretty crazy. What else we got in here? Just scrolling through Roblox. So apparently it got recommended to people watching Roblox video. Sexy Healthy Cooking. God damn it. That is the podcast I need to make about sexy healthy cooking. Cream Pie Girls on Prune 222. Maybe cream pie goes with the sexy healthy cooking. I don't know. Anyway. So what does this tell? Data for impressions. I don't know. Is there anything interesting here at all? I mean, basically what I'm getting is that most of you fuckers ain't even listening. Well, that's all right. That doesn't matter because, I wouldn't want to listen to me either. So, and I know all the things I could do to make a successful podcast and, like the strategies you got to do. And there's even tools you can look at to like what topics you should make a podcast about that are trending or that's going to get you traffic on YouTube. In the end, honestly, who cares? Like, I can do this for myself, like I don't know, like one episode. So I could do this like on a weekly basis, one episode a week. Let's consider that for a possibility and for a moment. Yeah, I guess that could probably work. All right, let's go to something a little bit more interesting rather than me umming and erring around user interfaces that I don't really understand. So what have we got here? There we go. Now this is a clip from the very first time I did. Well, no, the second time. Sadly, I didn't record the first time, which is stupid of me. But this is a video. Oh, wait, we got to just, if we're going to get the audio on that, we need to get this boy recording here. Is that going to work? Oh, no, that's cool. Okay, let's see. Let's just see if you're getting the audio here. Yeah, that's coming through. So there you go, Amit. This was a show. This is crazy. This is in Inventator long ago. In what is this? Wait, this is, June 14th, 2018. So I guess this is probably about 2 weeks after the very first time I did comedy at Kontiki. And here you got Amit bringing me up. Let's just...
What's going on? This comedian has waited the whole night to get up on stage, and here he is, everybody. Very funny. Harry Fox, everybody. Put your hands together.
Actually, it's Harry Fücks. That's spelled F-U-C-K-S. I repeat, F-U-C-K-S. So now all the English speakers in the room really do think my name is Harry Fucks. My name is not Harry Fucks. Actually, that's because Harry Fucks is a very hard name to live up to. It's a very high level of expectation.
Right, so nothing's changed. I'm doing exactly the same jokes. Now, this opener playing on my name is a great way to get started. What's interesting to me about this is I'm wearing a shirt. What the hell? How old was I then? I think I'm 45 at this point. Jesus Christ. I was so much younger. Look how much I've aged. But yeah, and I just kind of
Harry Fucks, I wouldn't.
But let's just jump forward a little bit because there's an interesting part. Yeah, here we go. Let's go here.
That was me. Or, you're in Migros and you're in the fruit section and you see an action on watermelon. You put one hand on that watermelon.
Okay, now watch the hand. This hand here carefully. Like, the only sign.
You put two hands, and suddenly it's like you're in another dimension. And you're completely oblivious to the fact that there's people around you.
I don't know if you see the hand shaking. I was fucking terrified. It's actually crazy to think about. Like when I first started in comedy, you got so much freaking fear when you get up on stage. And then it's because there's a point, I don't know, I guess around about 3 to 4 years where you just start crossing a line where you stop caring about it. But anyway, yeah, I had no persona, nothing. And then, I don't know, maybe we can compare it with something else while we're doing this narcissistic review of me. Wait, where's that? There's another one that's pretty good. Let's just stay... just scrolling through. All right, this one will do. All right, let's cue that up. I'm just tabbing between things. So here we go. This was a show at Kontiki. All right, here we go. This is me earlier this year. No longer wearing a shirt.
20 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's how long I've been living in this country. This is what you look like. Okay, originally from the UK, so not too bad by UK standards, but I love living in this country, but I do find it weird sometimes living in Switzerland. Give me a whoop if you find it weird living in Switzerland sometimes. Okay, that's a lot of energy. I love especially the fake homeless Swiss here. They're like, oh, let's pretend we have no money. It'll be so cool. Daddy works for UBS, but I'm so poor. Jesus Christ. That's some weird shit right there.
Yeah, anyway, I don't know. I guess I should. It's weird to analyze my own performance as a comedian. I tend to come with this heavy energy. It comes from being English, Like in England, everything. People don't like joy in England. All this kind of yeah, I'm American. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. No, no. It's like everything, basically everything is shit. There's actually, it's a very interesting phenomenon. Like anyone who succeeds in England, on the way up, people love you until you hit a certain level of success. And then English people just turn on you and shit on you and say why you're an asshole and try and bring you down because we don't like successful people in England. Because, that's the job of the Queen or the King. Actually, let's just throw in a funny angle here. This is a search that I think people should do sometimes. So, Jimmy Savile and Prince Charles. Let's do this and look at an image search. Isn't this fascinating? Look at this. You got pictures of the two of them. Oh, look, there's Jimmy Savile and Margaret Thatcher. And, you know, like you got pictures of them. And we got one where they're both looking pretty young. Yeah, like look at this one. Like, you know, there he's not even that old. They've got a history, these guys, of 30 years going back in time. I mean, Jesus. Oh, look, what's this? Another ancient one. And there you got Jimmy with Diana. Anyway, let's not get into that rabbit hole. In case you don't know who Jimmy Savile is, look him up and that will ruin you. It was crazy. We used to have this show in England called Jim'll Fix It. And I used to watch that as a kid. And, you know, and you get, now then, we've got a letter from a young lad who's written in, who's asked me, Jim, to fix it for him to do blah, blah, blah. And I used to, like, everyone would watch this show. It's freaking crazy what an influence this guy had and what his actual agenda was. Anyway, retrospective over this podcast. So I'm going to be realistic. Nobody's listening at this point, but I'm just talking. This podcast is never going to be a success. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It's a good exercise in just like self-training. And, you know, I haven't figured out a format that makes it actually entertaining to be doing this stuff on my own. Maybe at best, this is a sleep aid. You put on this podcast, it helps you go to bed at night. You just listen to my voice droning in a hypnotic manner, going blah-de-blah-de-blah. But yeah, I guess I'm going to keep on doing it, despite people that are going to post comments and decide that I'm shit. And I don't care, guys. If you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, you're not. Have I got anything interesting to say? I don't know. I've been on the planet for 50 years. I've seen a few things. I've got a little insight, a little like keyhole of understanding of how the world works. Actually, it's one of the things of growing older. It's like every age you've got, people think you're in a bubble of, you know, knowing the most, you know, and then we hate the other ages. That's why you got this whole boomer, okay, boomer, and the wars, the different generations. It's just a way of getting everybody hating each other. I mean, in the end, you know, it's yeah, I guess I can express it most like as you get older, there's this beautiful time like in your late teens, early 20s where you have clarity and you get an idea and you think that is the greatest thing ever. And at a certain extent, like you can't argue with that because the crystal clarity of just like, I don't know, like older people are fucked up and they've compromised and sold out. And it's true. That's true. You haven't yet had to sell anything out. But the other thing is the way the brain works. The older you get, the more doubt you have. And I guess this was best illustrated. One day, like the beginning of this year, 2023, I came home and my son was out on the balcony with a friend of his. And the friend says to me, Mr. Fox, you know, I'm just dumped this kid's like 19. He's like, I've just dumped my girlfriend because, you know, I want to try out BDSM. Do you think this is a good idea? Now, I don't know this friend that well, but I just say, well, you know, like, you know, I've tried all the things in my life, and all I can say is that, yeah, there's no rush to be doing all this like freaky sexual stuff at the age of 19. Like, you got your whole life ahead of you. If you rush through it all now, you're going to be bored as fuck by the time you get to 50. And so I said it to him that way, like, take your time. And then he said to me, he's like, well, Mr. Fox, you know, that's what I expected you to say because, you know, your generation, you grew up in a different time, but the world has changed. We're free to experience things. And, you know, and I think, yeah, your narrow old man vision of what is important is no longer applicable. And he said this to me, and I thought, I ended up not really saying anything because my brain went through this loop. It would be like, dude, for me to unpack the retardedness of what you just said is going to take me at least 20 minutes of explaining why the words that just came out of your mouth are probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, BDSM is based on the Spanish Inquisition torture techniques. And you're setting yourself up for a life of failure if you do this, where you've traumatized yourself, where you feel nothing. And I had this whole rant like building up, and I just thought, fuck it, there's no point. Because after like 20 seconds into this rant, a bit like you guys watching this YouTube channel, the kid's going to be tapped out. He's like, hey, I'm, TikTok, I've only got 20 seconds here. Get the point done immediately. And I just thought there's no point. You can't tell anybody anything, and nobody wants to hear anything anyway. The only thing you can do actually in life is be a good example to people, or some kind of example. I'm definitely a bad example to people for how to live your life, but I'm okay with that. Life happens the way it happens. And life. Now I'm just casting these meaningless statements into the void. All right, I think that's as much as I'm going to do as a retrospective here. I guess I'm going to move this to a Sunday weekly kind of thing from now on. Yeah. All right. Fückscast 6 out.